seems to not want to say anything implicating her at all in this interview. Let me bring in my guest, see what he thinks about it. Criminal defense attorney John Mobley in Colombia, South Carolina, where he practices. John, what do you think here about this guy? He wasn't giving up anything when it came to Kelsey Turner, was he?
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised he granted the interview for numerous reasons. I mean, number one, why you're doing that when you haven't been sentenced yet, why your lawyer would let you do that. But even if you wanted to do that, he didn't want to answer any questions. I mean, if you listen to what he said, he wasn't going to testify against her because she didn't have anything to do with it. And he was only really pleading because he was tired of being in jail. And I'm just thinking, well, what do you think you're going to go? You're not going to plead guilty to murder and, go to Disneyland. You're going to get sent to a different prison. So it was quite the odd interview, but I can guarantee you that any plea agreement he signed is going to require him to testify. I don't know who you think he's fooling by saying he's not going to testify against her, but I'm certain any plea agreement is going to require his truthful cooperation with the prosecution, including, if necessary, testimony at trial.
Yeah, and you know what, thinking about this, it's interesting. Her trial date is so far out, his case is going to be disposed of, right? Because if he's getting sentenced in July, there's not that incentive, right? Like we often see the incentive for criminals to, roll on one of their co-defendants and try to get a better sentence. Here, they've got this, agreement, and I'm looking at it right now, and the first full paragraph pretty much says state stipulates to a sentence of 10 to 25 years for the second-degree murder charge, but otherwise retains the right to argue for more, depending on some circumstances. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they would be okay with setting the sentencing date so soon if they were going to use them. Maybe they're not going to use them to testify. John, what do you think?
Well, I mean, I would assuming they know what they're doing, is that they would have already locked him down with his testimony, either by written statement or a recorded statement of some type.